What's up, guys? Today we're going to go over a simple way for workout programming. I'm a big advocate of the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. So when I look at like programming, when we're looking at like the 5 movements we need to do in a program, I always look towards what Dan John said with the 5 movements. So we're always going to have a push in a workout if it's a full body workout. If it's for the whole week, we're going to have some sort of push. So it'll be an upper body push is what we're looking at in this, and it can be horizontal or vertical. So we're talking a bench press style movement or shoulder press style movement. And then it can be single arm or bilateral where we're using both. So that'll be based off the sport, the time of season, what we're trying to do as we're prepping for where we are in the season. Now with like your Gen Pop client, it can be either or. Like if we're going more unilateral movement, we're really trying to challenge the core as we're having to stabilize doing the movement. Now when we're looking at upper body pull, same thing, horizontal or vertical. So you're talking a lat pull down or a pull up for your vertical, horizontal, it could be any type of row. Now when we look at squat, you're talking unilateral, bilateral. I'm a bigger fan of going unilateral when it comes to my athletes, mainly because they tend to be on one leg at a time, but that's when they've reached a certain level of strength bilaterally that I like to move to specifically only doing single leg work. Now when we go to hinge, we're talking your deadlifts, your single leg RDLs, things like that. And depending on the time of the year and what sport you're working with, this can vary differently. When we're talking in season, you may be doing deadlifts with a trap bar and actually dropping from the top, so you're going away from the eccentric, things like that, depending on the time of the year. Now when we're going carry is any core exercise. So we're talking like any anti-flexion, anti-extension, anti-rotation, flexion, extension, lateral flexion. So you have a wide variety of things you can do. It's not just simply a carry when we're looking at that. Now outside of Dan John's movements, I like mobility based off the needs of what the athlete is missing. When we're talking like, could be hip rotation, could be shoulder rotation, things like that where they need to improve. Power is not included in this because a lot of times that's full body stuff. That can be anything from sprinting, plyos, med ball throws, Olympic lifts, jumping with weight, those type of things when we're looking at it. And then like when you're training like your athletes, you need to remember, as Dan John said, sprinters need to sprint, jumpers need to jump, and throwers need to throw. It doesn't have to be complicated. Most of the time when you're programming and you're programming exercises, it's not complicated. It doesn't need to be crazy. It just needs to train what we're looking for, adaptation.